look forward to that. We got Ty in here talking about old school TV, the Boob Tube, if you will. So let's get into it. Enough ranting from me.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast, everybody. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name's Unknown.
And we have a special guest in the house today. You may know him as Tyler. You may know him.
He's pretty awesome.
You may know him as Awesome Ty. You may also know him as Ty A. Wessam.
Big Awesome Ty, the mayor.
The mayor of San Luis Obispo County. And you say, how does a county have a mayor? And I say, shut the fuck up. Because he was...
there was a special election that you weren't invited to participate in.
That's right. And it was a 1 out of 10 vote. And
landslide, baby.
That's right. And he's been mayor ever since. So we talked to his publicist and we got him in here in the studio. I don't know how it happened. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, dealing with mayoral duties.
We've got a big crime problem here in San Luis Obispo County, but anytime I can, anytime you want to have me, I'm happy to be here on the Natural Habitat Podcast.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that there's going to be crime no matter what. So if they get an hour to run free, they'll be fine.
Speaking of crime, did you have a hard time getting in? Because Greg and Craig usually fuck with everybody.
Yeah, our executives, did they give you any sort of strip searching or anything like that?
Yep. They stripped me down to my drawers. They were trying to get the boxers off, but I was like, I'm afraid I can't do that, man. You
told them you were the mayor.
There's a line, yeah. There's a line that can't be crossed, and you've rapidly approached it. So,
did they ask if they could sign your dick?
No.
Because they do that.
They only do that to Joey.
They're like,
I still have to make it out of the building though, so
they might get it. They might get it from you. So we had you in here today because we do these episodes that are very popular on our iTunes popularity chart. They're called Throwback Thursdays, and what it is it's a theme that we made years and years ago. We said, wouldn't it be cool if we made a hashtag that was hashtag TBT Throwback Thursday, and then you just post old pictures and stuff like that. And as you know, it blew up. Right. Everybody uses it now. It's the top trending thing on Twitter. We get about $14 residual payments every hour, and it works out pretty good for us. So we decided to take this theme that we own rightfully and turn it into a themed episode where we look back on fonder times of things of the past. We've done... I can't remember a single episode that we've done so far to date, but we've done a lot of things. We've covered old things before, and today we're covering old TV of the 80s and 90s. So we put out a post that we were doing this, and this is when you finally responded. You had your publicist get back to us and say, Tyler will be there for the throwback 80s and 90s TV special because he has a little something to say. And would you like to say that now? You have the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. As a child of the 80s and 90s and, a big fan of television, I felt that this is something I can talk heavily on, but more or less television raised me like a lot of children of our generation, When my parents were out doing God only knows what, with God only knows who, it was television that kept me warm at night and, it taught me right from wrong and taught me a lot of my morals and, how to be a man.
Yeah, and this is back when shows were moral rich, when there was actually storylines and things going on.
Every show had that one very special episode where they talked about, whether it be like pedophiles or getting trapped inside of a refrigerator, you know what I mean? That very, very special episode of Punky Brewster that taught us the, harsh realities of life.
That's right.
Domestic violence.
Yep.
What was that? I know that I saw it on Nardwar one time that they made a vinyl record from Webster, and it was how to tell people about sexual abuse. And it was songs all about how to tell someone if someone touched you wrong. Because that was, because Webster got molested in the bike shop, correct? And
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep,
that was
correct.
the main moral of that story was don't trust bicycle shop owners.
There was a episode of Mr. Belvedere that touched on date rape. You know, I learned about date rape from Mr. Belvedere probably.
Whoa.
Yeah. I loved Mr.
That's some
Belvedere,
heavy
man.
shit.
That was some shit. And I don't think the Mr. Belvedere was even a show that was ever geared towards my age group, really. It was just some shit that was in syndication heavy when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'd catch it on like TBS after school or whatever it was.
Damn right.
And I'd watch that shit heavy.
What about you, Joey? Any morals that you've saved from your old school TV days? Is he still there?
No, he's not even there.
He's gone?
He's gone. Joey has left the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Joey left. Well, all right. That's what happens when you go on a Skype call. Joey just gets up and leaves in the middle of an episode. So,
I'm here. He's still here.
Oh, all
He's
right.
alive.
What was the question? I asked a question to Joey.
Oh, yeah, you asked him if he learned any morals from any shows that he'd watched.
Yeah, what did you learn from your childhood TV days? I learned not to get molested in bike shops.
I learned how to weed
Oh,
and how to tie my shoe.
really?
How to dare to keep kids off of drugs.
Okay, so let me get this right. Your parents were 100% non-existent, but they paid. No. I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at you, but I'm talking to Joey here. You're Joey. Your parents were 100% non-existent, but they paid the cable bill, and you sat there and you were 100% raised by the television, taught how to speak and tie your shoes.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I never
Why
knew
is
this.
Why is that weird?
I never knew this about you.
Nickelodeon, man, helped raise me. It's my Uncle Nick.
I hear you talk about your Uncle Nick all the time, but I thought that he was an actual person, like your mom's
No.
brother.
Yeah, Nickelodeon.
Man, that explains a lot.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Salute your shorts.
Salute your shorts for sure.
Salute your shorts, Joe.
Budnick was the man. That's like the coolest ginger character ever on television was Bobby Budnick.
Yep. He was back when there was positive depictions of gingers.
Yeah, and that was when it was, like okay for you to be a bully. Like that character would never fly on Nickelodeon in 2015. All that bullying shit he used to do.
I have mixed feelings about that shit. I feel like the bullying back then was different. Also, it wasn't like it is now. It was normal, like give me your lunch money. Normal, like I'm gonna pick on you
Some
type
Roger
of thing,
Klotz
but never
shit.
got like too out of control. And nowadays every kid's a pussy because fucking all they do is want to tell on somebody, and it's turning these kids into fucking betas, and
For sure.
they're shooting up schools and shit. So I feel like bullying has always been around. It's always been around as long as people have been around. Some form of bullying has always been around, and you either stick up for yourself and become stable, or you don't and become a victim. I mean, I don't know. That's just part of it, and you definitely don't see that shit anymore. And I feel like that's why everybody's so weak, and everybody has to be so politically correct, and everybody has to be so fucking stupid these days, is because they take everything too seriously.
I agree.
If you look back in the day at an episode of Home Improvement and fucking JTT goes to school and gets picked on and comes home and tells Tim Allen about it, then they're most likely going to tell him that he needs to stand up for himself. That's how it went back then. They would be like, well, you need to stand up and you need to like blah, 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 and like all this shit. They wouldn't be like, well, call the police and file a police report and I'm going to call his parents and like all this shit. And well, maybe they would call the parents and then the parents would fight. That would happen a lot too.
Yeah. Nowadays it's like, we're going to kick them out of school. We're going to put this on social media. We're going to make this a fucking public outcry or outrage or some shit, when it's, you know what I mean? When it's just normal kids being kids, that's part of it. Like you have to learn how to become a productive person in society. If you can't function in a social setting, you're never going to make it regardless.
Yeah,
so
and I would.
You have to learn at a young age how to deal with shit.
As like a grown adult now, looking back, like any bullying I received, like, I mean, it if anything, it just toughened me up. You know what I mean? Like, it was never to the point where. Now, I mean, I'm sure there's a line that can be crossed where it gets excessive, and at that point, I mean, sure, you have an argument, but I mean, for the most part, I think it's just part of this overly PC culture where literally anything can be construed as bullying. Criticism can be construed as bullying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why us 80s kids are such fucking badasses and all these 90 kids are such pussies.
Yep, because we were raised by the likes of Tim Allen and all of these...
Jonathan Taylor
Thomas. Fucking...
shout out to fucking what's his name, Zach from Saved by the Bell and like all the other fucks.
Yep, and
Screech became a porn star and became the coolest one out of all of them.
Yeah, and a little known fact: Jonathan Taylor Thomas grew up to be the lead singer of Korn. So a lot of people don't know that. A surprising amount of people don't know that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and fucking Home Improvement was my shit, and Tim Allen was dope. Even though
it really was a good show.
Even though he got arrested with 650 grams of cocaine, he was still the best role model on television. That shit was real.
Yeah, he got lucky as fuck with that scenario too. I don't know if you heard like everything about it, but he just got lucky.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, just enough to know that he lived a crazy ass life. Because 600
just enough to know that fucking money can buy your way out of anything.
650 grams is a lot. That's not personal use cocaine.
And this is before his fame, right? Because I knew he did a prison stretch before he got famous. I didn't know what it was for. It was for cocaine.
I saw his mugshot, and he had a sweet mustache, so that I had never seen before. So I assume it was before he got famous.
Well, hey kids, that just goes to show you that if you're into some deep shit right now, it's possible to turn your life and become a successful comedy actor. You too.
One day you could become Buzz Lightyear.
If you're fucked up, just keep going, and eventually you'll become Tim Allen. That's just how it goes. Words from the mayor of San Luis Obispo County himself.
Yeah, have a gay mustache and a lot of cocaine.
Fucking
have that Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yeah, and then you get to. I know that he was making like $1.5 million per episode in the last season of Home Improvement, and that was 28 episodes.
Yeah,
and that was huge for how long ago that was. Like, that was like one of the first times people were receiving $1 million per episode. You know what I mean?
Like Seinfeld money, Seinfeld towards the end money, like Friends money.
And let's not forget Pamela Anderson as the Tool Girl. Like that was one of her first. That was before Baywatch, I believe. Right?
I think the other one was hotter.
Wasn't it like a Judd? One of the Judds?
No, it was.
I don't know.
Was it Carmen
the
Electra?
Other Tool Girl.
Was it Carmen Electra?
No, I don't think it was.
No, look it up right now. The other Tool Girl was way hotter, I think. Pam Anderson was cool, but she was just like a fucking gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, they had her for a few episodes, but she wasn't the Tool Girl the whole time. It was the other girl. She was like a brunette.
You know what? I'm gonna get to the bottom of this and figure it out.
It's Tool time.
I know that they had a lot of hot-ass Tool girls constantly. So the Taylor family, Lisa, Heidi Keppert. Who knows, man? All right. The second Tool girl was Debbie Dunning. Whoever the fuck that is. Hot. But she was super hot. And they introduced us to a lot of things. And also a lot of cocaine and life lessons.
Yeah, he used to grunt a lot on that show, didn't he? He used to do like
Yeah.
I remember the theme song was something like just all kinds of grunts and like beatboxing.
That's funny.
That was just like a little cocaine seizure that he was having on the set. I'm good. I'm fine.
All right, I got this list up. Let's jog some memories.
All right, are we? Are you gonna give us a list of old school shows?
Popular '80s TV shows. I'm just gonna name them off.
Let's do this.
Starts with Cheers, and The Cosby Show, Full House, A-Team, Miami Vice, Growing Pains, Who's the Boss, Alf, Punky Brewster, Three's Company, Family Ties, Knight Rider, The Golden Girls, Wonder Years, Dukes of Hazzard, Facts of Life, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Come on now.
Punky Brewster.
Hill Street Blues. Punky Brewster was the shit. Yeah. Magnum P.I., Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge. Watch that shit.
Saved by the Bell, Married with Children, Family Matters. The Simpsons started in '89.
Of course,
Different Strokes, Seinfeld, Happy Days, MacGyver, Mork and Mindy, The Jeffersons, Roseanne, L.A. Law, 60 Minutes, Murphy Brown, WKRP, 21 Jump Street, all these fucking shows, dude. Hella shit.
I don't know if that counts.
Which one?
60 Minutes.
It's why not? It's on the list of things in the 80s.
I guess. I guess it is. But fucking I know that another thing that I watched all the time was the Wonder Years. I heard that in the list. And I always thought that for some reason I thought that Fred Savage, who played the kid, that grown-up Fred Savage did the voiceover. I don't know how I thought that. I don't know why I thought that maybe they shot it years ago.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I used to think that it was like an old show and like not, like I didn't realize that it was like being currently produced while I was watching it.
Yeah. Okay, so Ty knows what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like...
I think every kid felt that way. Every kid probably felt that way. We didn't even think about it. It didn't occur to us that there was a voice actor that was fucking narrating the show. It really was Fred Savage grown up.
It was Daniel Stern, the dude who played...
one of the burglars from Home Alone.
One of the burglars from Home Alone. And at the very end of the series, when it was like a kid doing the voiceover, it was Daniel Stern's son that he had in like the voiceover booth. And it all like tied in. And that was like a crazy American show. It took place in Anytown, USA was the name of their city. And the very first episode aired right after the Super Bowl. So they got like everybody in there all hammered and then had them watch a show about growing up.
Mr. Stern, if you're out there listening, feel free to come be the narrator of our show anytime.
Wait, hold on. What's he
That'd be cool.
He's going to say what we're saying?
Explain our life as it's happening.
All right.
You never know.
I get it. So wait, all right. So we could change the podcast into like almost like we're acting and then he'll describe it as we're acting it out.
Yeah.
And then that'll be our new format. I like
While
it.
we're smoking bong loads, he can describe the action of like what we're doing and like, he's heating up the nail now. Or I don't know.
Yeah. So hey, speaking of, what do you guys feel about a little NHP smoke sesh?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
For that.
All right. Well, everybody out there in the world, pack up your bowls, get everything ready because we're about to all meet in the same point in space time and all get high together. So you got about 10 seconds. Time's up. There you go. Yeah, I'll hit that.
Oh, shit.
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look.
There's a Funny or Die video. Am I not supposed to be talking during the smoke sesh?
No, you can't.
There's a Funny or Die skit that everybody should check out. That's like literal interpretation of the Reading Rainbow theme song, acted out or whatever.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah. It's super funny though.
That sounds good.
It is awesome. It actually has LeVar Burton in it too.
Jesus. That hash pan tastes good.
Blueberry flavored.
Blueberry?
What's the host name from Reading Rainbow?
LeVar Burton?
LeVar Burton.
Yeah, LeVar Burton.
Yeah, he was from...
You guys know that
he's from
Reading
Star Trek.
Rainbow's like a season of it, like a mixed season of it is up on Netflix right now. And Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, all the seasons of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood are up on Amazon right now.
Mr. Rogers dope. Mr. Rogers is the one that taught me a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, for real.
And did you guys know that...
Everybody was on there. Bill Nye, fucking...
Yep.
Everybody that you could think of. Fucking,
Mr. Rogers is another show that
David Copperfield, like all the famous people throughout the times all came on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
That's
Everybody
another
was
show
on
that I
show.
always felt like was made in like the 60s or something.
Yeah, had an
Watching
old
it for some
school
reason.
feel to it. But did you guys...
Yeah,
Did you
it
guys
was.
know
It
that...
started out... The first 7 episodes or like the first, I forget how many episodes were black and white. So that's how old it is.
Jeez.
It started out black and white and then went straight into color after that. And then it ran all the way up until like the 90s or some shit. Like in the 80s, we were still watching episodes of that shit.
Yeah.
There needs to be like a new version of it. There needs to be like the next generation's fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Like it needs to be somebody to pretend to be like a younger Mr.
Someone
Rogers
to teach you
or
to
something.
hang up your coat and not just throw it on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be
Yeah.
a fucking asshole.
Who's doing that today? Fold your
Yeah.
sweater and put it in the closet.
Somebody to teach you about imagination instead of having to fucking play video games.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever
remember
else.
when
Like,
they
go
would
outside and do shit.
throw it to the world of make believe and they'd have all the puppets, the like weird ass
Yeah.
puppets,
Uh-huh.
little king
And the
puppet.
trolley.
Yep, trolley.
Yeah.
And then also
Land of make believe.
a fun fact about Mr. Rogers that I've known for a long time is that every single one of his sweaters that he wore in a show was hand knit by his mom.
Yep.
Every single one. And after a while, like because he had a few that he wore in the first season, he would just kind of alternate between three. And then he called up his mom and he was like, "Mom, I need more fucking sweaters." And she was like, "You haven't talked to me in years, Sonny." And he was like, "Shut up, Mom. Knit me sweaters." And he was like, "I bought you a new house with my money." And what it was a studio apartment just with all kinds of spools of yarn and all the equipment that she
It was
needed.
basically a sweatshop.
Basically a sweatshop for his mother that he put her in. And he unfortunately passed in, I want to say 2003 or something like that. And legend has it, allegedly, that she's still there knitting sweaters,
Making sweaters.
waiting for her son to come back and pick up his shipment.
Cool fact about Reading Rainbow is that it's back now too. By the way, like
Yeah.
they raised some money, like a GoFundMe thing or something, and raised like over $1 million and got to bring the show back. And now they're doing all kinds of new shit. You should check out their YouTube channel. It's pretty dope.
Man, that sounds pretty fresh. I wanna watch it and learn how to read all over again.
Yep.
I'd like to know.
If I
I'd like to be
ever have a
educated.
kid, I'm definitely gonna like have him watch all the shit that I grew up on, just to like culture him.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, there's just a lot more positive shit back then. Nowadays, it's all weird ass fucking cartoons or like, shit we can't relate to.
Yeah.
And I don't like a lot of the kids shows, like Bob the Builder or Dora the Explorer or like any of that shit. Like, and my nephews and nieces didn't really seem to like them that much either. Like, it's weird.
I was just saying the
So I
other day
think-
that my children are going to probably grow up thinking it's around 1996 based on the television
Yeah.
they're allowed to watch.
Yep. I'm gonna create my own channel in my house, and you're only gonna be able to watch what I put on that motherfucker, and it's gonna be all 80s and 90s.
What's
shit.
awesome
Yeah.
is if you get like certain torrents for retro television, a lot of them will have the retro commercials still in the episodes because they're just basically
Nice.
like VHS rips or whatever. It's always
Yeah.
fun to go back and watch some like 1994 toy commercials.
Right?
Takes
Or the
everything
old school
so sick.
McDonald's commercials and shit.
For sure.
Fucking another thing that I read when I was looking up shit about Home Improvement that was crazy was at the end of the show they offered him some ridiculous amount of money to do a 9th season and he said no. And then they wanted to do a movie spinoff, and the movie spinoff he was like down for it, but the script was that him and his wife like get a divorce and that he can't see his kids, so he dresses up like a woman and pretends to be a nanny so that he can go and see his kids. And he said that he didn't like it and that he wasn't going to dress up as a woman, so they scrapped it and then they saved the idea for the obvious Mrs. Doubtfire. So that could have been Mrs. Doubtfire as we all know it and remember it. It could have been Tim Allen all like in a dress and a wig, and Pierce Brosnan still.
So, out of your guys' favorite 80s shows that were not cartoons, what do you think? Like, what do you find yourself going back to watch now?
Are we talking 80s right now, or are we 80s and 90s?
Just 80s.
Just 80s.
right now.
Okay.
This guy's stuck in the 80s. I'm 90s. I'll ask you a 90s question.
All right.
after.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Stay out of my 80s.
Mr.
Mikey.
Belvedere for sure.
You got 80s in my 90s.
You got 90s in my 80s. I I went back and watched every episode of the fucking A-Team recently, like couple months ago. I watched all the A-Team. I watched almost all of Knight Rider. I was gonna start on some other ones soon. And then I even got back into like some 70s shit. Also, there's a lot of dope 70s shows that are super
some
dope.
80s cop shows like did you ever watch, I think it was Adam 12 or Adam 10?
Yeah.
And then there was
I think it's Adam 12.
There was another one that was pretty tight.
Rockford Files.
Yeah, I remember Rockford Files for sure.
Rockford Files is still the shit. It's so funny to watch it, and the episodes are like super good still, you know. And the guy was just like a bum and lived on the fucking beach in a trailer in Malibu. You couldn't even do that shit now, you know. You couldn't park a RV trailer out in Malibu and just live there and run a business out of it and shit. There's no fucking way. It's just like in a parking lot. It's so funny. All these people trying to kill him all the time, like running around, setting him up, breaking into his trailer and shit. His dad's like his fucking receptionist or whatnot. Super funny.
Gilligan's Island. When was that made? Was that some old shit? Gilligan's. Yeah, I guess Gilligan's Island was hella old.
Yeah, but it was still fire.
Heavy in
Still super
syndication.
fire.
Same with I Love Lucy. I watched hella I Love Lucy and
I just
Brady
watched
Bunch.
all of I Love Lucy, what they have on Amazon, like a couple weeks ago, and the Gilligan's Island, I think, started in color in the second season. So if you like go back and watch, start at the second.
It was 1964 that Gilligan's Island started.
Yeah,
man, that's old.
It was kind of depressing because I don't think they ever got off the island.
They did in the movie. At the end.
The movie they did for sure, but like
they did it
the show
3 times.
It just
there
somehow
was 3
kept going.
movies at the end of Gilligan's Island, and all 3 of them they got off the island and then went back or some shit. It was super funny.
Yeah, it says that the last broadcast episode they were still stranded on the island.
Yep,
that's fucked up, man. Like,
that's depressing. Man, that show would just...
they couldn't have picked a better place to be stranded. I mean, they had that lagoon. They had a professor that was always like...
Oh, they had everything they needed.
They had a couple hot-ass bitches.
Completely
you know what I'm
self-reliant.
like,
a blonde and a brunette.
They somehow had electricity out of, everyday items like coconuts. Trees.
I'm turning off Ty's screen because we are about to play a game that everybody knows and loves, and that game would be Guess That Theme Song. And I don't want Ty to see the ones that I'm guessing. So now I am in incognito mode and about to set something up. Are you ready to play, Joey?
I was born ready, son.
All right. Well,
I'm not claiming I'm gonna win this one this time because last time I played really shitty, so I'm like very skeptical on how this one's gonna play out.
all right. Well, because a lot of the songs that you pick have the name of the show right in the beginning of the song, and it'll start out.
I was careful this time,
and it'll be like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'll be like, "What the fuck?" I can't even guess.
It's all in fun, right?
Yep. So I might have a couple of those too. So,
all right.
If everybody out there is ready,
am I just supposed to like shout out the name of the song, or what's the deal here? What are the official rules?
Yeah, this
is. Usually let it play for like a few seconds or whatever. Like
we're also playing along with the listeners. So this is how it goes.
Everybody a chance to guess.
The official rules that I've put out every time that we play is that you play along at home, and you are the only one that keeps score for yourself, and you know if you got it right or not. So it's the honor system. It's like when you go out to a farm out in the middle of nowhere and they have pumpkins on a table with a little box and you're supposed to put money in the box. We're just trusting everyone to keep their own score. And if you get every single theme song right, you get $15,000. So it's all in the honor system. Be cool. So we'll let it play out. And then at the end of it, you will give your guess. Okay. So since we're playing with 3 of us, you will give your guess. Joey will give his guess, and then I will reveal the name and title of the actual song and what show it belongs to. At which time you will either be excited or you will be depressed.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I've got it.
All right. Here we go. First song. Meow.
It's a rare condition.
I don't want to play too much.
This day and age to read any good news on the
Newspaper page.
Another condition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic.
All right, I think that Ty knows what it is. Joey, do you know what it is?
Yep.
What is it?
I believe it's Days Go By
Well-
for Full House.
Did you just say Full House?
Yeah, I was gonna say Full House, isn't it?
Nope. It's not.
Full.
No, it's Family Matters.
It's Family
Oh,
Matters.
shit, oh damn.
Yep. Family Matters, the full theme song
Damn,
version.
son. I thought you had that.
Whew, you knew the lyrics and everything.
Man, I did.
All right. Well,
I
that's
have that mixed up, then I can't even think of what the Full House theme is, so I hope that's not on your shit. Well, I guess once I hear that one, I'll know it. Now that I've eliminated the
maybe
other
I can
similar
play it
one.
the last one, and then you'll guess Family Matters.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Joey, you got one?
I came into this thing way too confident.
Yep. Yeah, we all do. That's why I was like stepping
Sorry.
back this time.
Oh, I
was
got
like,
this.
Yo, last time I did really bad. So, all right, we're off to a good start.
All
Here
right.
we go.
Yeah, I got it.
What is it?
It's A-Team.
Yeah, it's the A-Team.
Winner.
Yeah.
It's a tight theme for sure.
So everybody's got 1 point now
No, how do I have a point?
because you got the A-Team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Literally seconds ago.
Joey got literally seconds ago that happened. And you know what? I didn't have a theme song queued up, so you guys got to wait a second and wait for this
Wow.
this YouTube advertisement to play that I am not going to
What up,
describe.
YouTube?
What's up, YouTube? Have you seen that guy? The videos of that dude on YouTube that takes like he'll take like 100 dabs at once. He looks all creepy and fat, has like long hair with a mustache.
I haven't seen that, but there's a guy that'll pound like full gallon bottles of liquor and shit. Just pound them.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
Should by all standards should die immediately of alcohol poisoning, but somehow doesn't. There's like a bottle of him pounding like a full thing of Everclear.
Yeah, there's more than one.
151. It's crazy.
There's more than one dude doing that shit. One guy did a Hennessy bottle, another guy did a Jack Daniels bottle, and there's a bunch of them there doing that shit.
This guy calls himself the human garbage disposal.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Well, there's this other guy, this
wonder when
hippie
he's gonna
dude that
die.
smokes a lot of
yeah,
weed. That
soon
did
that you
like
would think.
Yeah.
there's this guy. What's his name?
The Mountain
Mikey,
Man?
the fucking
Mountain Man?
Mountain Man. Yeah, he does like how many? Like 22.5 grams of dab at once.
Yeah, just a big long.
I just don't see how.
It's insane. And he's not even coughing. He's just like just blowing out giant clouds.
Is he
over
like
and over.
constantly exhaling too?
Yeah.
So he's just like, he's just basically taking like
Yeah,
a bunch
just
of
like a
small
breath.
hits over and over again. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Anybody, well,
But
not anybody.
he's burning all of it straight all the
Right.
way through without wasting too much of it.
That's crazy.
I think it's a waste.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you're only gonna get so high, right?
Yeah, and it's like he goes over to people's
it's like-
houses and they go, "Hey, take
He-
my giant dab." Well, he just smoked all your wax. So
yeah, right.
I hope
Yeah,
that
but
was
he
cool.
said that the medicinal value is from overdoing it like that. Like he said that there's so much in his body after he smokes like that. Like look at the reclaim that comes just in the bong after he's smoking all that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's fucking grams of reclaim in there. So like that shit is coating the inside of his lungs and like that too. So he's like having a long-term after medicinal effect that lasts in his body for like 2 weeks straight, opposed
guess
to
you're
somebody
right.
who
I wonder how
smokes like
healthy that
one
is,
dab
though.
and fucking. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
And plus, like the
it's not
long-term
bad for you.
medical or the long-term, health effects of smoking BHO are, yet to be determined.
Yeah, it's very true.
Well, weed is weed, and it ain't never hurt nobody. All right, Mike, you ready?
I am. Here we go.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key.
was way too easy.
Well, my friends, is this a Beatles song or is this originally a Joe Cocker song that he covered or they covered?
It's the original Joe Cocker song because they pulled it when they put it on Netflix originally. It didn't have the same intro.
Well, no, I know that's what it was, but like the Beatles also have a version of that song, so I wasn't sure who like originally performed it. But yeah, that's the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joey, you got a guess? It's the Wonder Years?
Yeah,
You're both
I
wrong.
knew what it was as soon
It's
as
Hey
you started
Arnold.
playing. Yep. 2 points over here.
Yep. I'm trailing.
All right, I got this one ready, special for you, Mr.
All right.
Awesome.
They sound similar, you know. Whatever happened to the?
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world's confusing me.
What is it?
Would be Full House.
I'm gonna say Full House because that's what Ty said. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Full House.
I don't recognize that at all. Is that the Full House theme song in every episode?
It is.
It is It does sound like the Family Matters. I'm standing by that. You know, like I see how I mixed that up.
It does.
It's the timing. They were all at the same time.
Yeah.
So like
it was
all
probably like
music
the
sounded
same chick that
same.
just like worked for like NBC or something, just cranked out theme songs.
Yeah.
It's not a bad gig.
What about the Step by Step theme? That sounded similar too, I bet.
All right.
All right.
I got one.
I know it. I think.
All right.
Alf.
Alf? Like the little fuzzy guy?
Yeah, was it?
What do you think, Ty?
Man, Golden Girls. I don't know.
It's Alf.
Okay.
I'm sorry to throw you off. I'm trying to play fair here.
Boom.
Yeah, I had
you
no
wanna
idea
mayor.
when
That
you
song?
stumped me there.
All right.
That was a
Here we
tough
go.
one.
I win. I'm winning right now.
All right, let's see.
Shit's hot right here.
That's
What is it?
that's Knight Rider, right?
Night
I
Rider.
don't know.
That is Night Rider.
Winner. Knight Rider.
Yeah. I have no idea what the score is anymore, but I got one more.
Well, me and you are like 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 or something.
Well, I guess you have it right there.
Good time.
Man, that's crazy.
All right. We all know what that one is.
Yeah, it's true. I think
Moving
the
right
listeners
along.
should.
I got one that you guys might not be able to guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do
it's
I.
very familiar, but it's like kind of a hard one and doesn't say anything.
All right.
And what was that last one, by the way, for everybody?
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
What I should have done was play the Tool Time sound theme. no idea.
Perfect Strangers?
It's MacGyver.
Yeah.
Goddamn MacGyver.
Didn't watch MacGyver at all.
Neither did I. But I know that he puts things together. That's all I know.
Or he like gets his way out of sticky situations with like a gum wrapper, a toothpick.
Yeah, I think
and, like,
all
an
of my MacGyver knowledge comes from like Simpsons references.
Yeah. It's definitely just
I learned
people.
a lot of shit from The Simpsons.
I agree. That's and how many seasons? No. What's
I don't
the
know.
It
season
had,
that's
like,
currently
They
happening?
stopped being good after season 9, so I don't know.
And they're up to like season 85 or something right now.
Yeah, it's
So I
something-
got one more that you guys are not going to guess. Unless it says the name of it. I think it might, and then you'll guess it.
The soil he did crawl. A super suit did fall. Jim was just a dirt eating chewy length of worm flesh, but all that came to a crashing end. He's such a groovy guy. He rockets through the sky, cruising through the universe, having lots of fun. Here comes Earthworm Jim, you know that he's a mighty one.
This is the X-Men theme.
I think if you listen really close, if you go back and listen real close, I think it says the name of the show in it once.
Yeah, no, he says it a lot.
Goddamn Earthworm Jim.
All right, let's try this one.
When I wake up in the morning and I'm longing for the water, I don't think I'll ever make it on time.
Isn't this the Saved by the Bell soundtrack theme song?
I think so. Have you guys ever heard the alternate version of this? There's like an alternate version of this, and like I don't know why, but if I think it's on the DVDs. If you watch like the DVDs of Saved by the Bell, it's like the same song but performed by a different band, and it sounds a little bit different.
They're like, fuck that
Nice.
band.
Probably for legal reasons or something, copyright or whatever. But
Well, that was it. That was our riveting game of guess that theme song. If you got every single one of them right, you're entitled to $15,000. Good luck collecting it.
It ain't coming from us.
Yep.
Holler at Greg and Craig.
So,
Maybe Jerry.
So one more thing that I wanted to get into that was a huge influence on my life, especially back before it was cool to be into it, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which started in '84 and really fucking just blew up all throughout our childhoods. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was probably, in my opinion, one of the best things to come out of the 80s and 90s, just because Batman was from the 60s and he doesn't count. So
that was like our generation superheroes, you know what I mean?
yeah. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I found out that it was created by these two dudes, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, and they wrote the original comic book, got it pressed up with their tax returns, and fucking in the original like issue 1, they have all the phrases that we still use today and still relate to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Heroes in a Half Shell, Cowabunga, Turtle Power, all that shit. They came up with all of that, and it's all timeless. It never really needed to be rewritten or, anything like that. How things kind of changed throughout time. Did you see the new Turtles movie, Joey? Because we did not.
Yeah. I actually went to the premiere down here, and they give out like posters, movie posters, and the bandanas that go around your eye with cutouts or whatever. And so we wore ours the whole time through the movie. We like had our poster and shit. And then when we came out of it, Craig Robinson was standing in the lobby and shit. Like I guess he was there for like another movie premiere, and I like stuck out the poster and like pointed at him all awkward and didn't even say anything. And he was like, he didn't say shit. He was just doing what he was doing, and I'm like looking around at the people I'm with. I'm like, do you guys see that shit? Is this for real or am I just tripping? it was like really him. I never said anything, and we just like left after that. But I just thought it was super awkward that I just like pointed at him with the poster, had the Ninja Turtle thing on.
He's still shocked that he lives in Hollywood. He sees celebrities all the time. He lives.
Dude, fucking yesterday, I had a producer homie here, and he was like leaving the building yesterday, and as we're walking out, Dirt Nasty was at my fucking doorstep, like trying to get in the gate and shit.
He's like, hey, is there any dicks in here I could suck?
Small world. Yeah, Dirt Nasty had been in my building, and fucking Shifty Shell Shock from Crazy Town. And I heard, yeah, I swear to God, bro, I swear to God, I let him in the building one day. Shifty Shell Shock.
God,
I let him
haven't
in the
heard
building
that
one
in
day,
so long.
And he fucking goes down and like breaks down the neighbor's door and like fucking beats him up over like drug money or some shit. Like I could hear the whole thing happening.
Of course.
As it's happening.
Yeah,
it was funny, bro.
Classic
Good
Shifty.
times. Hollywood's a trip.
Classic Shifty. And he lives right down the street from the sushi place where Tom Lennon goes all the time.
Yeah,
the dude who played Dangle in
Yeah.
Reno 911.
I see him all the time. I actually saw fucking Tim Allen one day at this pizza place too.
He's all.
Yeah, I swear. I think Jarvis was with me.
Did he?
He was like he was sitting at the fucking table behind us and shit, and everybody was like tripping out that he was sitting there eating and shit. It was funny.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Vegas, we were eating at this like all you can eat buffet. We found the cheapest one in town because we were like hella poor, and we went there, and Ron Jeremy was there sitting at a table with like these people, and he was eating, and he got a to-go thing, and he was just in his sweatpants and like a dirty shirt, and he put his like scooped his potatoes and like his eggs into this to-go thing. And then he put salt and pepper on it while he was there at the table. Like, you know, because he doesn't have salt and pepper back in his hotel room because he's just staying in some nasty hotel room because he lives in Vegas when in between jobs. And I was like, man, this is the saddest celebrity experience I've ever had.
I've actually bumped into Ron Jeremy myself at the downtown Brew Paso Robles bathroom. I think everybody has
Did you
like
get a gander?
Ron. Yeah, I just said, "What's up, man?"
Did you look at his hog?
Oh no, I passed him on the way out, but
I thought you were like side by side at the urinal.
no.
Trying to sneak a peek.
Yeah. See if
Well,
he's
I mean-
still, or if it was all like computer graphics, you know what I mean?
Digitally enhanced.
Yeah. That's all that was.
He's all peeing on your shoes.
That was all computers, buddy.
The hedgehog.
He hangs out with Lou Ferrigno and Chuck Liddell. You'll see him all over SLO County all the time. All three of those dudes.
That's weird. So, yeah, I guess he's another thing that came out of the 80s, I guess. If 60 Minutes counts, so does Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And then there was another thing that I wrote down all these random facts as I was going through, and I'm trying to find ways to like stumble across them and be like, oh yeah, did you also know that that I found out that show The Teletubbies, which is like a super creepy show if anyone's ever seen it. And I remember for some reason I would go visit my dad like every year, every summer. I mean, I know why I did that. I didn't do that for no reason. But for some reason, he had these like Teletubby dolls in his like, he had like a room with like a pool table and a stereo system and like Playboy magazines and like Man Cave and then Teletubby dolls. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, I love the show, man. The show's cool. I watch it in the morning before I go to work. And I was like, wow, man. I hope I don't turn into this.
As I recall, there wasn't much like educational value to that show, wasn't it? Just like, I mean, just kind of weird shit.
Yeah, it was just weird noises
with the little baby face for the son, and they just kind of walking around, just going doop de da, loopity and like they'd like have like a remotely British accent.
Yeah,
the noises they'd make.
I found out that it was filmed in Stratford upon Avon, where William Shakespeare was born and died.
So it is British then.
Yeah,
yep.
And it was on just some hillside. That's where they film it when it's sunny. And I think it still might be happening, just nobody watches it or pays attention to it. That was a scary fact. Also, The Simpsons, in the opening when Marge is going through the line and they pick up Maggie and scan her through the scanner, and the total on the cash register is $847.63. Do you know the significance of that? Mr. Simpson's guy?
There's numerous ones.
What are the theories that you have heard?
Or are you talking about what they say in the what is it, the 138th episode Spectacular? Is that what you're referencing?
I don't know. I don't know if it goes that deep. What I heard is that I hit the hash pan right before I was about to explain something. What I heard is that $847.63 was the average cost of raising a child in the year of 1989. So when the cashier scanned the baby, it came up to that much money because that's how much it costs to raise a kid. It was like a weird little
Well, there's that clip show from, like, I think it's like season 5 or 6. It's called like the 138th episode Spectacular, hosted by Troy McClure, and they talk about it when they throw to commercial. They talk about like I think they say it's NRA forever, NRA forever, or one, like other things.
Yeah,
but
crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is Joey still there?
I think it might change.
Did Joey get up and leave again?
Nope. I'm in the time machine. I'm getting ready to travel back in time.
All right. And yeah, man, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my shit. That was probably the best thing that I took out of the old school television. And I still have some VHS tapes. I don't know how to say that.
Man, those toys were the shit, man. Like the cartoon was awesome, but I mean, like, the toys is where it was really at, for me at least.
Yeah, I found out that it started with the comic book, and then it turned into toys, and then that in turn turned into a TV show. But their main thing was on toys. And then, do you remember when the Turtles like sold out, and they did? Well, it's not their fault, but they used their likeness for the Coming Out of Their Shells tour, and they like did the rock and roll.
Oh fuck yeah, that was awesome.
God, I remember they
I
went
had
on
that
tours
VHS
live.
tape, man.
So did I.
Yeah, that show. I used to watch that shit.
And then Shredder came out and he rapped. I remember he rapped at the end, and he was all like rapping about how he hates music and how he's gonna destroy it all.
Word.
That's good shit. So I think that everybody out there should go and enjoy some sort of nostalgic old school TV show. One of your favorites, something that we listed that you've never watched. You know, if you're a youngin', this will teach you some shit. If you're a youngin', and you don't have any parents helping you, and that's why you're listening to our podcast, we're not going to teach you anything. These people are. Well, we'll actually we might teach you something. We'll teach you to go and watch Home Improvement.
And do it on a Thursday, because Thursday's the day for throwbacks.
Yeah, we made that. We own it, and we get $14 an hour, like I said. Thanks.
Well,
to
here's
Greg
a little
and Craig.
piece of nostalgia for the way out.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Gorilla Monsoon here in the locker room of the beautiful Nassau Coliseum, and I
1984.
want at this point in time to bring on my good friend and world's champion, Hulk Hogan.
All right, Gorilla Monsoon, you know something? I got a little jet lag, man, but I'm really happy to be in Nassau Coliseum. First off, Daddy, I went to Mexico. I saw some of those old dudes that you beat up sitting at ringside a few years ago. There were a lot of young studs there, man. And I put the WWE title on the line, took them all on, brother. And when I left the arena, I had the Hulkster's cowboy boots on. I was ready to drop kick some people with these cowboy boots. From there, I went to Tokyo, Japan, beat all the big Japanese dudes there. And then I came back to Nassau, man. Stepped back on Mother Earth here, the US of A, and I was strutting high, man. I had my cowboy boots on, and it was great to be back home. Nowhere else in the world, Gorilla, is there a place like the US of A place where Hulkamania reigns supreme. And when I step down on this soil, I don't care how tired I am, how burnt out I might be, or how much jet lag I have, or how many bowls of rice I've eaten. I feel being home. All the people in the airports, everywhere I go, in these arenas get me psyched, man. So I overcome all obstacles. I feel great. I'm just happy to be here.
It's obviously, Hulkster, that Hulkamania is all over the world, and unfortunately, many fans don't get the opportunity that you have to travel throughout not only the United States, but throughout the world, and to come back to the USA. That is the key.
Well, the thing is, ever since January the 23rd, I knew I'd have to defend this world title. The WWE title against all comers. I didn't care where it was. The US of A, Australia, Japan, New Zealand are all points in between, Daddy, because the way it goes, man, I'm on the top of the mountain. I got Hulkamania running wild all over the world. And even when I step in a foreign country, even when I step in a ring with an opponent that I'm not too sure of, I know behind my back, the whole US of A is behind me. When I step in that ring, it's like 1 million people from the United States step in there against one other man. That's what makes me keep going. The energy that people believe in what I live for, they believe in what I am, and they know I'll stand behind this world title belt, fight man, woman, or beast, and I'm just happy to be home.
Hulkamania running wild.
God, that's so dope.
Known racist Hulk Hogan, ladies and gentlemen.
Known racist. No matter how many bowls of rice I eat.
That was funny. That was good times.
Yep. There was a time when he was an American hero.
Yep.
And now we choose not to look at Hulk Hogan past 2005. It's just something we don't do here. So that's Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan died in 2005, and that this is someone else that stepped up to take his place, some sort of doppelganger that took off his bandana and exposed his bald head and said, "I'm the real Hulk Hogan." But I think it's a farce.
Who knows who the real Hulk Hogan is?
It could be us. It could be one of us. One of us could be the real Hulk Hogan, just in hiding.
Hulkamania running wild.
It could be Joey. Now that I think about it, and he just.
It might be.
Imagine if it was just really an old ass Hulk Hogan on the other end, but he put up like a video of a younger guy, and he was like, "Yeah, he had the money for that."
So I used to have a Hulk Hogan alarm clock as a kid, right? And like it was a talking one, so when it would go off, it would say the same shit like on loop until you turn it off. So I used to wake up for school every day with this thing. So like to this day, I remember like the whole thing. I could probably recite it right now.
How's it go?
Do it. Take your vitamins, brother.
All right, Hulkamaniacs, up and at 'em, dudes. It's the starting of a new day and another chance for all my Hulkamaniacs to live the positive lifestyle. Train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins, and with your help, Hulkamania will rise and shine forever. And then it would just immediately loop and say it over and over again.
Hey,
Super
no shit.
annoying.
I had the same fucking alarm clock. I had the same exact thing. I remember that shit.
Do you remember how it goes too, Joey?
And it had like the toothbrush thing and everything, huh?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get one clean take of you doing it for the end, so I can use it and loop it out and stuff. So thank you for listening, everybody. Have a great day, and here it is one more time, in case you are listening to this in the wee hours of the morning and it's time to start your day.
All right, Hulkamaniacs, up and at 'em, dudes. It's another. Oh, God.
It's all right. You got it.
All right, Hulkamaniacs, up and at 'em, dudes. It's the starting of a new day and another chance for all my Hulkamaniacs to live the positive lifestyle. Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and with your help, Hulkamania will rise and shine forever.
It comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Well, here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. Poison by Varsity Dropouts and Rogue Status.
Check my vibe, yeah, my choices ain't the best. And like a just the extra line, I fuck with poison like insecticide. Spend a couple grand on drugs and booze and trouble, man. Smoke the furry wall, roll that Jeffrey up with Russell Brand.
Stay with some dankin' narcotics, you know my boys be about it. We smoke it, we sip it, we snort it, enjoy it, then vomit. That poison running through my veins, feel it deep within. Still I'ma smoke that awesome Thai and drink expensive gin.
Yeah, Live fast, die young, while worry you can do that when you can't find drugs. Start off the new year with old habits, cause when I think of cold turkey, I want a whole sandwich.
You running around talking loud, claiming you got it. You gon' get your ass stabbed for that dangerous product. Poisonous the way I do it when I step on the scene, so get infected. Your bullshit ain't affecting my team.
Which one am I picking next? Sitting in front of a bottle labeled Triple X. Skull and bones on my pills, have a brush with death. Every time I'm getting high, it's like Russian roulette.
Which drug am I doing less? Whichever one is in front of me is the one I'm doing next. Fuck it, I know it's poison, but I do whatever's left. Move on to the next, like I'm trying to pass a test.
But do you know what that does to your body? Yes. Take them all anyway, fuck the side effects. I got a strong appetite for the poisonous things that are killing my body, still want more of it.
Ecstasy, coke, you say it's love, but it's nothing. Long as this smoke gets out my lungs, we can function. Varsity lifestyle's a drug. If you love what you see, then come and party with me. Then come and party with me. Then come and party with me.
Swallowing crack tops of the malt tallies. We pop Molly and split naughty. We been partying, putting it down since way back when. Literally had enough stress tree to rake out stems. We fuck around and rip it off. Gay pile of midget tall bitches freaking on the carpet. Got the apartment looking like Mardi Gras. How did I get here? I chalk it up to dumb luck, but fuck it. While I'm at it, gonna rock it till the sun's up.